Hey guys, what's up? My name is Andrew Pong and I'm a Hong Kong action martial arts actor. How I got into my martial arts journey is probably through anime. My family, both my family, my mom and my dad and my uncles, they're all actors. And I come from a martial arts family. My mom's from the States. My uncle and my dad, they both started out as stuntmen in Hong Kong, and they eventually became martial arts actors as well. And I did get influenced by them, but I think mainly as someone born from the 90s, I was heavily influenced by Japanese anime, and it really got me into thinking of, hey, I want to be like a superhero, do crazy ninja stuff, and that got me wound up as a kid. And my uncle started teaching me tricks, martial arts, and stunts first before I really got into more heavy-duty kung fu training. I'm really interested in basketball, and basketball did influence me did help me with martial arts as well, because as a person who does parkour, I group parkour and martial arts and tricking all probably in one family as well. Why basketball helped was probably because I was heavily interested in shoes. Shoes comes very important when we jump around on concrete and doing crazy flips and stuff while landing safely on concrete. Traditionally, I do white crane fist martial arts, and that's a southern style martial art originated from southern China, and it's mostly wide. A lot of the movements are very wide apart. It's much like Hong Kong or Chole Fat or Wing Chun, that kind of family. We're all from the southern family. I started my discipline from San Francisco in Chinatown. How white crane started was probably it started in 1897, and Hong Kong's establishment started in Foshan in China. Then it moved to Hong Kong in 1931. Once the Grandmaster had 3 disciples, and I followed his disciple. He had 3. I followed one of them, and we have white crane branched out into 3 families: 1 in San Francisco, 1 in Macau, and 1 in Hong Kong. And we're all very well connected. I'm also a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo in WTF, World Taekwondo Federation discipline. There's 2. There's the ITF and WTF. I follow the WTF, the one that's Olympic certified. It's less military based, more for competition. Why I will prefer WTF over ITF is just for movie cinematic purposes. ITF makes more sense if we're in a military fighting combat base, but WTF movements are more stretched out. It makes more sense for cinematic base. I'm also an honorary chairman for Hong Kong's Muay Thai Association as well. And I've been doing probably all those 3 disciplines since God knows when. Muay Thai since I was 19, Taekwondo since I was 6, and Chinese white crane martial arts since I was probably 6 as well. However, stunt and tricking was another discipline that it's hard to categorize them into martial arts. It's a very relatively new form it's very vague. Parkour and tricking is very vague. It doesn't really have a family to it, but I've been tricking and doing parkour since I was 19 as well. So because of COVID, a lot of things are very restricted right now, but thankfully martial arts is a kind of discipline that you can actually train anytime, anywhere you want. Very similar to calisthenics. So right here, right now, we're at my roof, and it's actually a great place with a wide area. With your own body weight, you can actually train anywhere you want, martial arts or calisthenics as well. And it's just a great way to keep yourself fit. I was 19 years old, and I've never done any movies in my life before then. I didn't even think about being an actor. It was a summer job. It was just for fun. I went to Zhuhai in China for 1 month. I worked as a cameraman, action director assistant, and I was also in there as a stuntman and a cameo actor. But what really gave me an impression was, I've heard a lot of stories about how being an action actor was really hard. There was a lot of hours, a lot of work put into it. And my first shot took 36 hours, and I was a karate master from Japan. It was 36 hours on a green screen, but I was barefoot. So after 36 hours without no sleep at all, no rest, I remember one of my foot was 9 blisters and another was 6 blisters, and no complaints. I think as people born in the 80s or the 90s, we're very impressionable by our parents, and usually we listen to our parents a lot, especially in Asia. They usually have like a life guideline on telling you what you should be doing, what they think, how money is earned, how to make a living. If you want to be a stuntman or an action actor, is probably follow what you think you're talented in instead. I actually did my degree in economics, and at the end, after I graduated, I did I worked half a year as an investment and market analysis manager in the States, and it really didn't suit me afterwards, and I kind of like figured out that if I continue on that path, I was losing my natural self. I started my entertainment journey that way. I decided to quit the job and start younger. I wasn't really that young, but I decided to start, hopefully no regrets, in the entertainment field. As a word of encouragement for newer generations is find what you're talented in, and find what you're interested in, and make a living out of that. Once you actually find what you're passionate about and you make a living out of that, you don't need to work a day in your life. So I think a spirit of a Kung Fu warrior comes mainly from discipline. Dedication and discipline is probably the most important thing that could come out from a martial arts warrior. Everybody is built differently, and everybody progresses very differently, and discipline is something that's very much drummed into me as a kid. You can't always be finding, it's very hard to find one particular teacher that could actually teach you everything, and even if you do find one teacher, tries to teach you everything all at once, but there's no way that you can actually, you will be just mimicking and copying everything that he's learned only to a certain degree. You won't be exactly like him. You have your own style. So you have to actually, if you're very dedicated and you have a lot of discipline, you'll be actually training yourself in many different forms, finding many different teachers and learning what's best for yourself instead, and progressing yourself through self-training. I'm interested in Kung Fu Warriors NFT is probably because of their mentality and how they want to spread the word of martial arts, not just Kung Fu itself. Martial arts does not necessarily need to encompass Oriental style of Kung Fu. Martial arts itself encompasses probably Brazil capoeira or Indian martial arts. That word is too long, completely forgot. You have a lot of different forms and styles and disciplines of martial arts that encircles the whole world. It's one giant family. It doesn't really necessarily need to be from one origin. And NFT itself, since it's decentralized and it groups basically the entire metaverse, groups everybody together through the internet. I think it's a great way to tell I think it's a great way to tell everybody that martial arts itself, once you're spreading Kung Fu warriors, martial arts itself is not just Oriental. It's an international, global thing instead. Learn more. Martial arts is not just for combat. It's actually a self-discipline. It's a self-health exercise, much like calisthenics, if that makes sense to you. It's a self-fitness program that you yourself can figure out. You have to find your own style for, but it really gets your body moving. Your body is one giant machine. It's very complex and it's beautifully made. Do not waste it. It's at the end of the day, it's anything that is absolutely owned by yourself is your own body.